Now, let's head back to Saturday evening. Huge night for Crystal Palace, who beat Manchester City to lift the FA Cup. Stephen, Crystal Palace went with a plan. They executed the plan. Do you have a problem with that? What is so special about this side?
No problem with that whatsoever, because there was an appreciation from Oliver Glasner that he cannot match up against Manchester City. So what do you have to do? You have to find the weaknesses. You have to try and find a way of playing against that system that will ultimately give you the opportunity to break forward in numbers, which they do extremely well. He spoke so well after the game about how in the game where they went 2-0 up and then they got beat 5-2, he was talking about certain pockets of space that were hurting them and they were jumping out of them too early. And he just said we couldn't allow that to happen again. So we changed our style. And whether that caught Pep Guardiola out a little bit, perhaps it did, and he couldn't quite adjust to the way that that Crystal Palace set up. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of Glasner. I think he's very astute in what he does. I think, obviously, the start of the season, we were all a little bit surprised. We thought, well, this wasn't what we expected. But again, he spoke about his admiration for the board after the game, and the players and the staff were all staying together. And what a reward that is for the football club. It was an incredible performance from them. Yes, you need an element of luck along the way, and they got that with the possible sending off of Dean Henderson. But I thought they were outstanding.
Yeah, well, we talked about that, whether or not he should have been on the pitch. But where would they have been without him? Would they have won this game if he had been sent off? Because he was brilliant.
He was outstanding. And I think when he didn't get sent off, you've always thought he could have a massive impact on this game. And he did. And I think for Crystal Palace to have won that game, you knew that they would have to defend really well, which they did as a team. The goalkeeper would have to have a man-of-the-match performance, which he did. And when they break forward, they're going to have to be clinical in those opportunities, which they were. And like Stephen said, at times, sometimes you may have to ride your luck. So they executed the game plan perfectly and absolutely deserved it. And I'm the same. I'm a massive fan of Glasner. I think the system that he plays, we've spoke about it so much this season, and how Manchester United have struggled to play in that system. They know how to play in that system. Every player knows their roles and what's expected of them. The front three got a bit of everything, haven't they? They work really hard. They've got that quality. They score goals, they assist. So he's just got such a balance within that side and the ability to tweak things when he needs to.
Yeah, as I scored the only goal, of course, I wanted to get your thoughts, though, on Munoz and his performance. And you talked earlier about how much of Arsenal improved, the players improved this season. If you're looking at him, what a good job Glasner has done with him and the improvements in that player. Yeah,
love him. Absolutely love him. Love the energy. Don't know where he gets the energy from at times when he's bombing down that right-hand side. But he's your... When you play in that system, and Sue's just mentioned it there, that Manchester United don't probably play it as well as Palace do. I think Glasner's probably got different types of players, a different balance. His two wing-backs, whereas you've got Mitchell, who will naturally fill into a back four, so you alter them. Munoz is more of a winger, the way he plays, or more of a more suited to a wing-back position. So he's that one who gives you that ability to run forward constantly. He's got no fear of running beyond strikers, and that sounds really daft, but often you run beyond and you think, I'm not getting this ball, I'm a decoy run, but I've also got to run back the other way, because he's got that energy, that athleticism, but also that quality. We saw the cross for the goal. I thought he's outstanding again. He's been a real find. Again, it's one of those moments where you're going to look back and go, a Dougie Freeman signing again. Where are they going to be without Dougie Freeman? What is going to be the future of Crystal Palace in the next few years? Because Dougie Freeman's had a huge influence on that set of players and who's been brought into the football club. And it's finding them little gems were along the way for next to nothing, and then being able to smooth the edges and go, here you go. Yeah. I mean, he's been superb, Munoz.
Yeah. God, the smugometer has gone through the roof, hasn't it? Because you both picked Crystal Palace as your team to watch this season. Just how far can this team go, Sue?
Well, it come good in the end, because I think at the start of the season we were worrying a little bit, and I think that's again credit to the ownership, that they stuck by him. I think they had no doubt that it was going to come good at the end, because they were struggling to pick up points, but once they started to pick up the points, and they're just such a dangerous team to watch. And yeah, I'm delighted for them. I know there's probably a lot of teams, obviously if you're a Manchester City fan or if you're a fan that could potentially get into those European spots, but as a neutral, just watching Crystal Palace, watching them, how they play and how they've progressed again this season, next season they'll be looking for more, won't they? They've had a taste of those trophies now, so they'll be looking for even more.
We talked about the City ground of Nottingham Forest on European nights. Wait until the Selhurst Park. I mean, that is a proper atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's a tough place to go and play as well. It's almost a throwback to an old football stadium as well, that tight corridor that you walk down to get out the changing rooms. I don't know whether the changing rooms are still the same. I'm guessing the home one will be probably a little bit bigger now and probably a little bit modified, but the away changing room won't change. That'll be small, it'll be compact, it'll be cold.
Well, they're changing the other bit now, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
It comes through, don't they?
Yeah, so they're trying their best to change things at the ground and modernise it, but you almost don't want to take away that element where you make it uncomfortable for away teams, and that is, I mean, it's a tough place to go, so European nights will be special there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just about lifting that trophy, which is enough, but already there have been stories of perhaps Glasner being courted. RB Leipzig were one of the teams who were said to be sort of into him. Does winning this and what comes with it ensure that not only Glasner stays, but some of those key players, I mean, talk of Gay perhaps winding his contract down and going for a free at the end of next season, but there's other players who may have been picked off.
Yeah, quite possibly, and quite possibly still will. That is the process. That's Crystal Palace. I think what Glasner's probably realised is how well this football club is run, and there is an ambition there to get better. But there's almost a feeling where the younger players that they buy, there's an opportunity for them to move on and progress. And I think it's a great grounding for other players to go to. But I don't think he leaves. I think he stays.